Also, I will do probably a little trick to show you how to basically have an input model so that you can enhance it. I needed that for my book. I'll explain that later. So before we begin, I want to remind you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because what happens is the more people subscribe, the more this content is pushed out to more viewers, and those viewers can join, share tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll do some review, research, and then I'll share what I find. For example, practically all the AI stuff has been either requested by some viewers, or they led me down a path and I was able to do a lot of research, and I became really much better at it. I'm still learning. There's still a few things that I'm still learning, but I'm saying there's a lot of information I have. I always write an article, and the articles can become like a showcase for you to find everything that you need. So be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. As I said, it does help the channel a lot. Like everybody subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. Okay, with that said, I think we can go straight into the intro. I did get it correct this time. It's the fast stable diffusion setup. So I am going to be using stable-diffusion-cpp. It's a command line tool. It does have a Python bindings. I'll show you all that when you actually visit the official site, and I'll show you how to update it, and obviously update also the sub modules. I'll show you how to do that, and it's very, very quick. And I'll show you how to compile it, especially if you have an AMD and you have ROCm, you want to use that. I'll show you how to compile as well. It's very, very easy, and it's very fast as well. Okay, let's get started. So as you can see here with this little screenshot here, you see I found a photo of the mayor of Toronto, and I used the v5. Obviously, if you use a better model, especially like the turbo models or the fast, not just the faster, the bigger models, you get a better quality. But I just wanted to show you how quickly I wanted to use this model, because this model runs, it can run on your CPU, run extremely decent or well on your CPU, meaning you don't need a GPU. So this is one of those tutorials where you don't need a GPU. It'll probably be just a little bit slower. So instead of maybe being 4 seconds, 5 seconds or less, 2 seconds or 1 second, if you run on the CPU, it might be, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds or longer. But what I'm saying is it's still capable running this on your CPU, so whether you have a laptop or something. In fact, you can even run it if you have an Android device. If you have a certain GPU, you'll be able to run it there as well, or OpenCL. So I found a low quality image here of the current mayor of Toronto, is Olivia Chow, and then I in the same model as you see here, I gave her a prompt. You might even be able to see the prompt up here. The prompt is smiling, photorealistic, cinematic lighting, isolated on a pure white background. I'll explain why I did that later. And as you can see, it here she's actually already smiling a little bit here. But here, I don't know why it made her blonde or whatever, but we'll take her, even give her more wrinkles as well. It's kind of weird. I think give her more wrinkles on her neck and everything. Anywho, so as I said, I'm going to use stable-diffusion-cpp. Oh, by the way, I'm live streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. So you can post your chat request in all of them, and I'll be able to reply if I see them. Unfortunately, I'm using GNOME Wayland. It's using on Linux, so I cannot have the I think it's called browser docs yet, because of some Chromium bug. I think it was recently fixed, so it might take a while, maybe up to a year before it lands in OBS. So for now, I have to go through multiple tabs to see your live chats. Yesterday, one of my viewers did post in the YouTube, so the YouTube chat does work, the live chat, so you can post there as well. All the others obviously work, Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute as well. So going forward here, Stable-Diffusion is it's C++ implementation. It's obviously inspired by llama.cpp, and it kind of follows the Comfy UI, the structure, the model structure, and all that type of stuff as well. It doesn't have all the features yet, but it is improving. So one of the great things about it is that it's cross-platform: Linux, Windows, Mac OS, and Android, as I explained before. And it has multiple backends, obviously CUDA, OpenCL, as I explained, Vulkan. This is actually pretty good. Vulkan is actually surprisingly good, especially if you're just doing image generation. I found it's even faster on Wacom and my GPU. There's Meta, obviously, for Mac OS, and this one CYCL, I believe that's Intel. And then obviously models, like obviously right now today we're doing the SD 1.5, but there's SD2, SD Turbo, SD XL. I have tested XDSL and SD Turbo. They work obviously better than SD 1.5. And then you can have optimization like flash attention, TAESD, VAE tiling for efficient memory usage. So for example, I have a 32 gig, my AMD Instinct Mi60 is 32 gigs of VRAM. My system RAM is 32 gigs, but because of the integrated graphics and something called ZRAM, I only have about 24 gigs of usable RAM. So that's where it is. Here I put my system, what I have here. The minimum, it says 16 gigs. You can probably get away. Yeah, I think you need 16 gigs, especially if you're just going to be running it right on your all on your CPU instead. So I have 6 cores and 12 threads. I think this would have worked fine on my old workstation where I had Intel, what is it, i7 2600 from 2011. It had 4 cores and 8 threads, and it had 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and I had NVIDIA GTX 950, only 2 gigs of VRAM. So I used to use what is a popular one I used to use? Yeah, I used to use Easy Diffusion. It worked perfectly fine until about April, then it started being wonky. Anyways, I'm using Linux. Obviously, you can use, it's cross-platform, so it doesn't matter what you use. I have Wacom installed as well, and yeah. So you're going to need CMake, Git, and Clang. You don't need Clang. You can use GCC is fine. Or if you have the one that AMD uses, I think it's called HIPCC. You can do that as well. So this is the commands I use to update. You can if you're installing it for the first time, you would git clone recursive, and so because this has some sub modules, so you have to make sure you put recursive. Otherwise, you might only get the main repository, which you want to remember. The sub models, it's based on GML, so that's the sub model. And then after that, what you do is, you see here, you have to the sub model you have to initialize it, and then you this is to obviously update it as well. That's what we're going to do today as well. And then you can build the dependencies. It's very fast. And then obviously, if you're only building for the CPU, this is the command. And then there's also binaries. The developer has binaries, but the binaries don't have. He explained somewhere why he did not for the binaries he removed the Wacom because of bugs. But you can so you need to compile it by yourself if you want to use Wacom. Okay, there's also OpenBlast as well. I did test this in a previous one. Obviously, if you're building with CUDA, you can build with CUDA here, and this is the one I use for ROCm. The instructions are here. The instructions are also on the developer's website. I'll show you that when we go there. And Musa, Musa is the Moa threads. I don't know what the one is. GPU. And then there's Metal for Mac OS, and then Vulkan. I said I did try Vulkan. I actually did one with Vulkan and ROCm, and it was always defaulting to Vulkan. Vulkan, I said, is very fast for image generation. I was like, whoa, that is fast. But the problem is when I try to do video, there's a limit. I don't think it's this project. I think maybe it's a GGML or there's some library where with Vulkan, I think it limits it to, I think it's like 4 gig or 6 gigs. So obviously when you do video, and I have 32 gigs of VRAM, I wanted to use more. It was not able to do that. So I don't know if that's a bug somewhere. I couldn't figure it out. So I removed it and just use ROCm instead. In fact, I put a flag telling it not to build with Vulkan. But somebody put a bug. Somebody put a bug request there explaining that there's a bug there, so maybe that will get fixed, which would be great. And OpenCL if you have Android, so you can also run this on your Android. So if you have a Node phone, don't get rid of it, because you can actually use it to build this application. And then the CYCL, that's for Intel GPUs, and it's there as well. Open one API, and then you can download the modules. Download models. So I just follow the documentation, and what I do is I no longer use Crow for downloading stuff. I use actually ARIA 2 because it's parallel downloads. And then you can simply generate your image, as you can see here. We'll try this out. And then I said today's tutorial is not simply just generating images. We're going to use controlnet. So if you don't know what controlnet is, it's a technique that enables fine-grained control over the generated images. Yes. So point I can speak to it. Point is saying that this model came out over 3 years ago. That's true. It came out 3 years ago. So I wanted to use it because it's fast. And I said, as I said at the beginning of this tutorial, is that this particular model, I found that it also works with just the CPU. So I'm giving people an option who don't have a GPU, especially a powerful GPU. This is an option where you can run something and it will run, I said, decently. You should still be able to generate images in seconds, not minutes, right? So this one works perfectly fine. And plus, if maybe you have low resources, maybe you have like 8 gigs of RAM or less, and you have no GPU, or your CPU is older, so this will work. That's why I particularly, this is probably going to be the last time I use this model, because there's some things I want which it's not capable, or the quality is not good. But I wanted to give you guys an option that yes, you can generate AI models just on the CPU using this model. And obviously if you're using stable-diffusion-cpp. So as you can see here, what is it here? So controlnet is a technique that enables fine-grained control of the generated images, allows you to manipulate the output by controlling the specific elements of the image, such as style, structure, and more. For instance, if you want to apply an image as a guide for generating another, controlnet can help achieve that. So back to why I'm not going to use this model anymore. I'll show you that. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I'll show you why I'll not be able to use this image later. But as you can see here, so you see here, you just add a flag for the controlnet. That's the model. You see, you have to pick obviously a specific controlnet that goes with the model. So this is the one I used, v1.5 I1P, and you see it's SD15. SD15. That's the one I used, and I gave it a control, the control image here, and it actually worked for this part, but then everything failed after that. Now, I'll show you the output. The output was actually not bad. Okay, so then obviously the same thing. I said it follows the conf.ui model structure, as you can see here, the folders. So you just put them in there, the checkpoints, LoRa models, VAEs, controlnet. And this is my particular system. You guys have probably seen this. You probably I hop on and on about this about 2 or 3 times a week. I have an AMD Ryzen 5 6800 GT. The G part means it's an integrated graphics. I need that integrated graphics in order to plug in my display models, my displays, because I have this GPU, which is an AMD Instinct Mi60. So this one doesn't have places to plug in the displays. So that's why I got this particular CPU, so I can get the integrated graphics. Okay, so this GPU is only used for AI and video, like video encoding. That's all it's used for. As I said before, I have 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, but really usable is 24, and I explain why. Again, 4 gigs for the integrated graphics are reserved, and another 4 gig is used for ZRAM. That's like a cache. Okay, and my operating system is Fedora Linux. I use Workstation 43. I have the GNOME 49 desktop. That's also with Wayland. So that's one of the reasons why I said when I do this live chat, I can't use the browser docs in OBS yet. Okay, so here's some screenshots, and this was to compile it, to do an update. The developer has a whole bunch of updates, so I'll show you how to do that, because we're going to do it right here in a second. So you can take a look at the screenshot and you can see some of the results here. So as you can tell, this one was probably okay. This one was whatever. And then you can see that's what I say, this is why I'm not going to use this model going forward. You can see the quality is not like some of the better models, but I'm saying if you want something quick, especially if you don't have the resources, it can work. And for some things it's not too bad actually, because the chickens came out okay, and then they also came out okay with the controlnet. And as you can see here, this is a man wearing a watch, and you can see like it looks like the hands are fused together. And then here, well, what happened to the man's hand, right? So the model is not, I mean, you could train it, but I said yeah, it's not it's not the best model, but I'm saying it will work for you. Anywho, this is a live stream, we prove it. What happened to the man's hand? Yeah, so there you go. So that's a live stream, so I'm just gonna okay, so probably go through the results later. I'm a little bit tired because it snowed all day yesterday. I cleared the snow, then I had to go out today as well, so I'm just a little bit under the weather, but I'll power through. Today was actually better because now it's sunny, even though it's much colder. Yesterday was like a wet snow, so snow shoveling, that type of stuff is really hard because I can't push it, you have to shovel it, and it's like wet, it's like, yeah, and then obviously I was trying to get rid of it because I knew when the temperature drops it turned into ice, so that's why I did that. Alright, so yeah, so let's go to the stable-diffusion website here. So I'm going to click on that, open that, and also open up the model weights where I got the weights from. So this is leadjet / stable-diffusion.cpp. That's the GitHub, and as you can see here, it's already explained what it is. Now, a good thing which I've been testing, which I'll show you guys later, you see very recently this month, you see it now supports Z image or Z image, I guess, depending where you are, and you can see this all the things it does support. So that's fantastic. And as you can see, as I said, it's based on GML, working the same way as llama.cpp. It's super lightweight, that's true, without any external dependency, so you don't need Python. And these are the supported models. As you can see here, the most popular ones, like obviously the one, that's what we're doing today, SD1. I said I've already tested the Turbo, XL Turbo, and I think I wasn't able to, oh yeah, SD3, and I haven't tested any of these others yet. So obviously right now I'm testing off screen, of course, a Z image. I might even do an update later tonight on that one. And you can see it has some videos. I have tested the videos, they do work. That bug that was there, which prevented me from getting 2.1 is gone. So that was fixed, so that's perfectly fine. And as I already talked about the backends here, and obviously supported weight formats. Oh, it does PyTorch checkpoints. Oh, I didn't realize that. Because I always ignore these ones and I just go for the self tensors and the GGUF. I didn't realize it does PyTorch. I should have actually read okay, so now I don't have to worry about it. I can actually just get those myself. Fantastic. And as you can see, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, Android via Termux, local diffusion, flash attention, negative prompt. This is nice. And this is sampling. See, the sampling methods are way less than what Conf UI offers, right? But I usually just use the default, which is I believe EULA A. And as you can see, cross-platform reproducibility, this room CUDA, and I rarely use that anymore. I don't even, because I don't have a CUDA device. So here's a quick start, and you can see it using the 1.5, and I said that's the one, and there's some guides here. So the one we're going to look at first is we're going to take a look right here. So they do have there are some releases, so let's go take a look at the releases first. The latest release was from yesterday, so I don't think I've updated that one yet. I will take a look. We'll see when we jump to the command line. So okay, this is taking a while. So while that's taking a while, okay, there it's done. You can see here there's a source code. Obviously we're going to grab the source code, and then you see for Windows, you guys are lucky. You have Vulkan, ROCm, and you can see all this for Windows. So you guys are like, in a really good spot. And if you're on a Mac OS, I believe this one probably has what do you call Metal. But this one, although it says Ubuntu, this works cross-platform. It's just a binary, so it works. I've tested that before, you guys. So I think one of the first videos I created, I used this one. This one, unfortunately, doesn't have ROCm, and I don't know if it has CUDA as well. You might have to compile that yourself. For me, I had to. That's why I stopped using this. But it does work for the CPU. As I said, I did a tutorial right on this for that one. And then here, this Hugging Face one is don't worry about that. I'll just show you what so what you do if you go back here, there's a very good documentation as well. So for example, if you go to what is it here? So if I click this one, there's a pretty good, explains how to get the models, where to get them and everything as well. Yeah, so here we go. You see that he put the links here where you can get the exact models and how to oh, this looks like it's a Python. Yeah, where to download them. You see there you can go download, and if you're using obviously Python, you can do that. But you don't have to use Python. You can just use it from the command line, as I will show you there. So there we go. And the one I always have is the video one. So for example, the video one's actually pretty good. For example, the one ones, and the videos. Yeah, here the video ones. You see here 2.1. So basically this one does work on my system. So you can. I tried the 14B. I wasn't able to get that one to work. I think because when it's expanded, I don't have enough VRAM or RAM or something. Anyway, 2.2 does work. It's 5B. That one does work, and you see it tells you where to download the VAEs and the text encoders, and then here are the examples. Obviously, it's in Windows here. The difference between Windows and Linux and obviously Mac OS is that Windows uses backslash, and Unix type system uses the / this way. So you just change those up, but it's pretty easy to follow this. So there you go, and you can see what all of that stuff here. Very, very nice. So, and I said, for example, if I want to download this one, you just go to Hugging Face, and then you pick the one that you want. For example, there's Servo 2.1. Here, you just pick the one. You pick the one that. So, for example, don't pick 14B unless you have the VRAM and the RAM for that one. As I said, the 1.3 does work. You see, there's 1.3, and yeah, just pick the one for your. See, there's floating point 16, floating point 8. You pick the one that works for you. Also, another thing is you can also do conversions or convert them from, for example, FP16 to Q8 and Q4 and all that kind of stuff using stable-diffusion as well. I've done conversion. I'm sure you guys saw that before. All right. So with that said, let's go back here and actually get started. Oops, I don't. Oh yeah, actually yeah. I don't know why I did that. Oh yeah, I have to remember. I have to keep this small because I might have to make this half size. So I need the file manager just to show you what I'm doing. Let's go to the. Okay, here we go. I think I might have to make this half. No, maybe I'll make this small and then I'll make the other one bigger so you can see. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I think I'll make this bigger because we're going to be mostly in the command line. Yeah, so I'll make this bigger. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because my GPU does not have a cooling, didn't come with a cooling apparatus, so I got a fan shroud with a 40mm fan. So that's what I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this cooler, the cooler, what's it called? Cooler control daemon. So there we go, cooler. I'm going to start that up. I probably don't need to do this because I said it's so fast that even before the what is it? One. Okay, one. Okay, here we go. So this is, as I said, this is my CPU. This is the dedicated GPU, and this is the integrated. So I'm just gonna hide. I'm gonna collapse down, collapse the Wi-Fi card, and grab the system fan 2. And yeah, so I'll be ready for this just in case this goes up. It's really fast, so this might not even barely go up at all. Go back to the command line. So so basically the models are in the conf UI here, and then just like conf UI, just the folder, and this is the stable diffusion here. So I'll go in here and I'll show you where everything is, as you can see, and we go to build. So everything is in build here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd to that folder, stable diffusion, and then I promised you guys that I'll do an update. So I'll show you how to do an update. Let me zoom in a little bit more there, clear this. So to do an update, you just type git pull. Actually, let me see. I'll go to git log and see. Let's see, it says here the last one is 406. If you remember, you see this, it says December 10 at I don't know what time this is. It says at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, so, and remember there were some things during the day, so that means that there's some other ones which are newer. So just type git pull, and you can see, let me zoom out a little bit, so you can see here it pulled a whole bunch of stuff, and now you see it pulled 407. Remember, we're at 406. I had 406. It was 407 and 408. So it has pulled those ones. So now I'm up to date. However, I also need to update the sub modules. So I'll the command for that. Let me clear this so it's not. So you can see what the command to use. It's git submodule update space --int space --, recursive. So you do that, that's done, and then remember I'm running mine with rockm. So I just copied this command. You guys saw them when I showed you there. So you see I do have rockm installed, and then the last thing I need to do is to find my GPU. Again, I just copied this command right from the LeadJet's GitHub. You can see here it found the GFX906. So next, what I need to do is I'll show you my cmake command. Make sure you have installed cmake as well. If you have Vulkan like I do, what I found is, you see, I had to put Vulkan off. If I didn't put this, it would compile it to Vulkan, and I said Vulkan is very fast for image generation, at least from what I found. The problem is it's not good for video generation with the stable-diffusion-cpp, so that's why I disabled it. So if you can see here, I put HIP-CCP. That's if you do have ROCm installed from AMD. Right now, this one just it's basically just Clang is what I'm trying to say. So I have Clang installed, so it's going to use that. You see, I also use HIP+. This is the one that makes ROCm. That's the one right there. I have Ninja as well, and then what else is here? GPU targets, GFX name, obviously that's this one. You can hard code it if you want, GFX906. And that's it. And then well, you can see all that. I said that's all from the, what did it say here? Does not appear. What? Did I make a mistake? Okay, must have made a, I must have made a mistake. Let me press the up key again. So the source directory. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. I should be in the build folder. Oops, sorry about that. I should be in the build folder. That's why it's not working. I'm in the wrong folder. Yeah, I should be in the build folder. So that's what happens when you talk too much. Okay, so you see that it has. You see, it's going to use the hit plus. That's obviously rock M. And you see the master 408, so that's fine. It found my CPU. Obviously, it's yeah, whatever, 64-bit, 86, 64-bit, including the CPU backend. So that's fine. Meaning that if it's not able to use the GPU, it will fall back to the CPU. That's perfectly fine. HIP and MIP plus found, and including HIP, of course, GGML version 0.94. I'm guessing that's the latest one. You see the commit. So I guess there was an update. The weird thing about this sub-modules, it doesn't tell you. Remember when I typed that command, it didn't tell me that it was an update, but I guess it found it. Yeah, so that's weird. And then it's ready to build. So all you have to do is just type cmake space -- build, and then the release. So I'll clear this, paste that there. You see, that's a command you type, config release, and let it run. You're gonna see some warnings. I've noticed, like, if I use GCC, there's like almost, there's very few, there's like one warning, but Clang always has all this stuff. But don't worry about it, it'll finish. They're just warnings. You see, it says there's 35 warnings so far. There might even be a few more. They're just warnings. So that's very common when you use especially C. Yeah, that happens because the compilers are, you know, there might be tweaks and stuff. I know Clang is newer than obviously GCC. GCC, as I said, the reason most likely there's less warnings is because it's been around much longer. I think it's been around since the 80s. So, and Clang, I think, just came out in the 2000s, maybe in 2010s. Yeah. Okay, so we just wait. If it wasn't for OBS, this would have been finished by now. It's really fast, as I said. So it's done. You see that? It's done. 9 out of 9 linking executable, so it's finished. So now, since it's finished, let me clear this. I'm still in the build folder. So now, if you want to find all the possible commands, what you do is just bin /sd space -- help. Press enter. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see a little bit better. So we go all the way up here. Here are all the command line options. You can see the output is -o or -- output. You can see all this preview path. So this, I don't bother with the preview path because I said I always have the what do you call this? I always have the file manager open so I can see it. But preview, if you want to preview, you can do that as well. And then you can see all these other things in here. You know, model -m, clips if you want to use that. What else is here? LLM. This is the LLM text encoder. So this one is used for the Z image, the one I'm testing right now. ControlNet, we're going to use this today. If you have a LoRa model directory there, PhotoMaker. I haven't tried PhotoMaker. I'll try that probably in the future. And then stuff so for you guys who maybe have less RAM, especially VRAM, these are the ones you're more interested in. Stuff like this, offload to CPU. You see this one will place the weights in RAM to save on the VRAM and automatically load them into VRAM when needed. So yeah, even if you have a lot of RAM like I do, I would use this as well. This is more for video. If you're generating video or maybe a very high resolution image, I would use that. Another one is this one, VAE on CPU. Keep the VAE on CPU for low VRAM, and you can also do clip on CPU and control net on CPU. I think that one's new. I don't remember seeing that one before. Here's another one that's pretty good to get some better results. Use flash attention in the diffusion model. And this is the one I was reading today, RNG. That's one of the default. Oh, that's SD. Oh, looks like there's something else was added here. So it's SD standard. I think that's stable diffusion or standard. I don't know if that's standard stable diffusion or standard deviation. Default CUDA and then CPU. The default is CUDA. That's from the Stable Diffusion Web UI, and CPU for Comfy UI. I'm guessing what's the default? The CUDA. So I leave that one. I don't touch that one. It doesn't never made a change for me in the past, and you can see all the other stuff of the VA tile size for format. This will help you if you have problems with. I was trying this when I was having problems with Vulkan, and the other stuff in here. The path to the end image. Oh, I didn't know you have this as well. Yeah. So some things just come up here. Control image. I think this. Yeah, we're gonna control image here. There's also control video. Yeah. So and upscale and other stuff you like CFG scale. This might be very common, especially if you're coming from Comfy UI. Other stuff there. So what else is here? You can see the high noise stuff here, and what's another one here that I use? Oh yeah, seeds. Then what did I miss? Seeds. Where is it here? You can do threads as well here. Yeah, there's seeds here, and there's also steps. I know it's in here somewhere. I thought I just, yeah, here we go, steps. So you see you have steps. Oh yeah, and then you have the width and height. So you can specify the width and height there as well, and the FPS and the video frames. That's another one, especially if you're doing video. Yeah, so it has obviously I said it's not everything that's available. Oh yeah, seed right here. I was right. And sampling method, seed and sampling method. They're there as well. So there you go. So now let's actually get started. So as I said, I got a very low resolution image for the Mayor of Toronto. I believe I called it the Mayor of Toronto. Let me see here. I believe that's M. Yeah, here we go. So I upscaled this image. I think it was something like 112 by 112. I think I got it from what do you call it? Wikipedia. So this image was very actually it's very low. It was a very low res one. I just used GIMP to upscale it to 512 by 512. The reason I did that is I don't want any slowdowns or I don't want any of my VRAM to be used for scaling, because what happens, it will scale, it will clip, so it's going to use some of it, especially if I mean obviously I have enough VRAM and I have enough RAM, but what I'm saying is that when you're generating stuff like this, you want it to be as fast as possible, right? So if I can speed it up by obviously upscaling it myself, I'll do it. Now obviously I could have simply upscaled this using something like an AI. I think there's something called like image scaler. It has uses AI to to fill in the stuff. Oh, I didn't realize she does have wrinkles here. Okay, so that came. I thought I didn't realize that the wrinkles were already there. Okay, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Okay, so for our first test, we're going to take this image and we're gonna basically do something to make her I mean, she's already smiling. I didn't oops, I opened the wrong one, sorry. She has a little bit of a smile. You can see a little bit of her teeth, but I didn't realize it. I think because it was so tiny, I didn't realize she actually had a little bit of a mouth open. So anywho, so there we go. So I'm gonna run this, and I'll just let me clear this, and I'll paste in the one using the control net. So this particular photo is gonna be the control net. Let me zoom in here so you can see a little bit. Perfect, right there. So you see the model I'm using. It's a v5, the Quantize 8. I actually downloaded this one. I did not. I might have converted it. I might have converted to Q8, because if you remember, I showed you. If you check your GPU, the documentation, it will tell you what type of speed the different what does it call it, the what do you call flops, something like that, that it's capable of doing. So what I found, and some tests I did, I think about 2 weeks ago, I found out that the Q weights are the fastest for my particular this particular GPU. So so the Q weights are the fastest, and the second fastest is actually Q4. However, when I was testing Q4, the quality wasn't good, so I decided to use Q8 because I said it's fast enough. So one of the good things about the newer GPUs is that they are capable of doing like floating point 8, and some of them probably even the Q4. So that means that they will be fast. So the older ones, like this one I have, this one is capable of doing floating point 64, floating point 32, floating point 16, and Q8, right? So if you notice, a lot of models are floating point 8, which my GPU would struggle to do. And that's the reason why when I was running conf-UI in the past, I was wondering why it was so slow. Now I know, right? Like I said, I learned a lot of stuff. But if you go down to like Q4, it will be so fast that it's actually even faster than floating point 16, which is supported by the GPU. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you get but the problem is the quality won't be as good. So yeah. So if you're doing things like say text like chat, you might get away with those ones, but if you're looking for photos and stuff, you probably, I'm saying, just get a better model and or faster model, and test and see which one you want. So here's my prompt. So the -m obviously model, that's a path to the model, and in the prompt I said smiling, photorealistic, cinematic lighting, isolated on a pure white background. So I was just lazy here when I said pure white background. The reason I did this was simply because I was I'll explain why I did that. I was just too lazy to change it. I wanted to be consistent. You see the steps, I set it to 20. I think that's the default. And the CFG scale, I set it to 8.0. I explained what all this stuff do in one of those tutorials, a very, very long one. I wrote a long article, what all these things do, the seed. I found that setting it to, obviously put -1, that would be random, but just giving a consistent seed, you get the same consistent results. And you see I set the width and height, I think that's also the default, 512 by 512, but you can change this to whatever you want. And the control net, that's this one here, CSSD15, because our model is also the Stable Diffusion 1.5. The control image, it's the Mayor of Toronto, this one I showed you here. I already resized, I said I scaled it up to 512 by 512 to make sure that, basically I think the image I got was something like 132 by 182. So what I did is I cropped it into a square and then I scaled it up. And then the output is going to be this one. I'm just going to put, where can I change this? Okay, oops. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to change this, you know what, I'll change this to A, just so that you can see if it's changed from the previous one. And it's then the negative prompt is low quality. We don't want it to be low quality. We don't want any shadows in the background. We don't want a messy background. We don't want any text, and we don't want any writing. So again, I was just lazy. That negative prompt was, I'll explain to you why that was. So I just pressed enter here. And come on, what is going on here? Don't tell me that's a buggy, like the update I just did is a bug. Okay, there we go, it finally started. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can read some of this just there. So just be able to read this. So you can see this is the GPU. It's at 51 degrees. It's probably done. I'm gonna watch it. If it goes to 70, I'll switch it on. This is probably done right now. No, it's finished. You see the temperature is now going down. So it's finished. We'll see how long it took. So as you can see here, Stable Diffusion 1, it's obviously in the 1 series, and You see the weight type is F16, that's floating point 16, but because I'm using the quantized model with Q8, 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 so obviously some stuff is missing, so obviously you lose some quality, as you can tell right here, some of the things, but it's good enough. So you loaded, you see how much VRAM it used for the VAEs. The controlnet also used about a gig of VRAM. The diffusion model itself used about 1.5 of the VRAM, and the parameters, memory size, I don't know if that's the total. It didn't, so the text encoders also used a little bit of VRAM, so that's great. So this is the text to image, and it says here it took 16 seconds. And as I said, you saw it barely even used the GPU. So that's one of the problems with using an older model, is that it doesn't know that I wanted to use 100% of the GPU, but that's fine. I said I didn't even bother. So one of the point you asked me is why am I using this odd model? Well, because I don't have to use the fan. The fan is loud, so that's why, and it's perfect for this tutorial. So let's go and see the results. So here is the original. This is the control net. So let's, oops, why did I open up twice? I guess I double click. So I'll put the control net here. I mean the control net, the original, and then this is the output. This is the original output I did for to writing up the article. You see, it's just 1, and this is 2 here. Oops. There we go, and here we go. So I believe it. Oops, I believe it's exactly the same as this one. Whoa. Oh, I didn't realize there's a few weird things here. Look at her neck. You know, this is the first time I didn't actually pay attention to the neck. I didn't realize it messed up her neck here. What is that? Oh, okay, it totally messed up the neck there. So I did. This is the first time I didn't realize it really messed up her neck here. And the weird thing about her hair, it looks like she's wearing a toupee or something. Yeah, the hair is completely, yeah. All I asked was for her to be smiling and a white background. So first of all, it failed. It didn't give it a white background. And number 2, it totally messed up her neck here. I don't know why it changed her outfit. And I clearly said I didn't want any shadows. I clearly added shadows, so it ignored my request. And I'll show you one of the worst examples of it doing that. But anyways, I did realize, okay, so all right, I thought these were veins on her neck. I don't know, it popped those up. I didn't ask for that. But did it also change the color of her eyes? Why did it make her eyes blue? Okay. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, so there you go. That's why I don't use that. I said I'm probably not gonna use this model going forward, and now you guys know why. It's not bad for some things, obviously. If you like, for example, all this the control net, I used it to no, sorry, that's not true. I downloaded those ones. Oh no, that's actually not true. Except for, because it doesn't understand the Mayor of Toronto, so that's why I had to get Olivia Chow from what did I say before? Wikipedia. That's why I had to get her from Wikipedia. All right, strong buy on BitChute says Bitcoin is going down hard. Trump's boy Ellison Oracle. Okay. I don't know why Strong Buy likes to talk about Bitcoins on all my live streams, but okay, have at it. All right, so next one is the GNOME desktop. Obviously, I said I'm using the is it GNOME desktop? Yeah, I'm using the GNOME desktop. So what I did was for the control net for the where's the GNOME desktop? GGG, I believe. EFG here, GNOME desktop. So this one, oh yeah, so this one I actually took a screenshot. I believe I found this either online or it was mine. This could actually be, I think this is actually mine. Yeah, because you have Guinea. Yeah, so this is my desktop. I took a screenshot of my obviously this desktop you're watching right now. Okay, so that's the control net. So let me actually put it right here. So this is the control net. So this is the GNOME desktop. And then I asked it to, I said I just wanted to be consistent to see what type of output we'll get. So I'll paste it there to see if it gives me something different. This one might actually be something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and change this to A as well. Enter. You see that the idle temperature is about 43, 44 degrees. And why is that slow? Is it because of OBS? Okay, there we go. You see the temperature there, it's 51, 52, and 54, 55. So it's doing what's on, what is it, 18th step. It's finished. And then the temperature is going to go down. All right, so if you see here, it says CUDA in it. Obviously, there's no CUDA stuff. That's why I said no, no, no. And then it found, it also says CUDA here, it found one ROCm device. So maybe this is one of the reasons also a bit slow, because it's always looking for CUDA stuff. So hopefully, if AMD takes this seriously, this type of applications will be much faster in the future, because it will actually look for, like I think that's one of the reasons why Vulkan is really fast. It just finds Vulkan and goes Vulkan right away. So I think that's especially for image generation. So for example, if I run this, if I compile this with Vulkan, so if I remove that flag Vulkan no, it will compile it with Vulkan and ROCm. But it likes to default to ROCm, to Vulkan first. So that is fine for image generation, because I said that's really fast. But when it comes to video, Vulkan is not, I said it always runs out of VRAM because there's a limit. I think it's 4 gigs, so that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay, so let's go and check out, where are we here? They look exactly the same to me here. Oh, are they the same? Yeah, they're the same. Oh, no, it's not. It did change it. Interesting. I don't know what it, I don't know why it added this here, what that's for, and I don't know why it made my the dark weird here. So this is a nice reflection. This was the original one, and today right now it it kind of added this thing here. I don't know why. Okay, the weird interpretation. And it's still, I did say white background. It still is not giving me a white background. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's hard coded to ignore. And so you see what I was saying here, the sampling method. You can change sampling methods if you want. Euler A, I just left. I leave those as usually as default. I'm happy with the results. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. This one is an astronaut riding a horse. Obviously, I couldn't find an astronaut riding a horse on the internet, and I wanted to. Obviously, the best ones that I generated of an astronaut riding a horse was using the XL version of the Stable Diffusion model, and I couldn't find it because I had cleared. I think I deleted the conf UI folder, so I couldn't find it. So it's the same. So obviously, I didn't check the other one, but you see here the prompt says desert environment, photorealistic, everything is exactly the same on a pure white background. The negative prompt is the same. I'm just going to put A here and just press enter. For the previous one, say desktop environment. I just kept it consistent. Now, obviously, for this one, I don't think I could probably drop the number of steps here to maybe, I don't know, maybe 10. That would obviously speed it up as well. Okay, that was actually not too bad. So you can see how long it takes to generate these images. Now, before you guys are saying, oh, that's slow, you said you promised 6 seconds, etc. I said, yeah, if you want fast, use Vulkan for this model. What I'm saying is that if you use another model, for example, like the XL, it'll be much faster. And obviously you can drop down the number of steps. Remember, there's also a control net, so you have to bear in mind those things we're doing. So this one was where is our control net? Here. Wow. Okay. This is the output. And if we see the image I started with, it was astronaut. This one. This is the image we started with. Yeah. So what? Okay. No, actually, okay. This one I can at least see the. No, I can't. I don't know why it's doing this here. I don't know why it does this. It looks like sockets. I do not know what in the world it's doing, but this one obviously is a horse. And yeah, I don't know what it's doing here. Okay, at least the desert part actually gets the desert part is the one, but again, it's not a clear white background. I still don't understand why. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't get that. Okay, yeah. So I like pushing the limits to see obviously the shortcomings of this. So this is one way, and I'll show you the other one. So here's a chicken run, and this one, the environment is a snow environment. So let's go here. While this is running, so I'll show you the chicken run. This is the chicken run here. So this one is clearly generated by obviously the same model here. And I said this is actually surprisingly one of the best chicken runs, whatever the chicken runs I've seen generated by AI so far. Obviously, I'm talking about super fast models like this one. So what is this one? Control net. Here we go. This was the original, and this is the one from right now. All I did was just change the output. I just said postfixed an A. So looks like they're pretty much the same. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. Except I don't think chickens would do something stupid like this, where it's called they just stay spread apart and freeze. But it looks like there's some slight differences. I think they're exactly the same, unless you guys see something I'm not. I think they're pretty much bang. Yeah, they're pretty much bang on. Yeah, they're exactly the same. I believe they're exactly the same, right down to yeah, right down to everything. It's exactly the same. This is A, and this is the other one. Yeah, so they're yeah, I believe so. They're exactly the same. When I said chickens would not do this, they would not simply just stand outside and freeze and freeze like that. But there you go. Okay, and the second to last one is the man wearing a watch. You guys already saw that. I was not too happy with the way that one came out. Again, I generated the original using oops, cancel, oops, cancel that. I forgot to put an A there because I want to compare it to the. Oop, I put S, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's. What was this one? This one is a cloudy environment. So this is the control. What is it? What is this again? Man wearing a watch. So MMM. Man watch. Where's man MMM? Why can't I see M's? Oh yeah, man wearing a watch. Okay, so this is the original. You see the problem with that? The hand is like fused together. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. And then when we go to the output for the control net, this is the original one. Maybe this is the outline for the hand. Okay, there we go. I did. Okay, so I understand why it did this. When I asked for a white background, it it just made it gray instead. So again, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I can see a little bit outline of a hand here now. Yeah, but again, I don't understand why. And then why would it change the watch here? The watch actually looked more realistic here than here. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons I said this model is, I guess, okay for prototyping, but I would not. I don't know why you'd use this. Well, I mean, I guess if you don't have the resources, I guess you can use it. So let's go, and this one should be A. So this one, the environment, I said a dusty environment, because that's usually when spiders like to get in, in a dusty little area. So we'll take a look at this one. This one might actually be one of the best, relatively speaking. So what was this one? It was spider S, spider. Oops, spider. Here we go. So this was the original one. Now you might think this is a very fantastic spider web. Well, it wasn't really my request, but yes, for spider web, that's actually not bad. We go here. That's controlnet. Where are you? This one here. Okay. So this was the original one. I don't see any dust here. And here we go. Again, the background is not white though, right? So that's the thing. The background is not white. Like for example, if you put it on if this was a wall, if the background was a wall, like a white wall, yeah, but clearly this is not white. So I don't know what it's. I do not know why. Yeah. So there you go. You guys can decide what you think of the results. Now I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something as well. Actually, we don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I want to show you guys what I did as well. So what I tried, and I had to use a different model. So what I did was I think this was the output. Oh yeah. So as you guys know, I have a book. The book just came out. It's called the Recession Business Blueprint. So I was trying to. There was a website where I would generate. You would upload your cover, at least your ebook cover, and it will generate like a phone image. It will generate an ebook reader image, and it will generate a 3D book. You could decide whether you want hardcover or a paperback soft type cover, right? So, and then you could choose the angle. It's very simple. It's free, completely free. So just when I was trying to, the day I decided to generate the promos and stuff, that site is broken. I'm guessing from what I could tell, it looks like the person was maybe using an AWS or something. That's Amazon Web Services or something. Maybe they couldn't pay paid or something went wrong. Anyways, the point is, I had to then generate it myself. The problem is because I was using Blender 5.0, there's something called BookGen, which would come close, but it has some bugs. So, because obviously it hasn't been updated in a while, so it doesn't work very well in Blender 5.0. Anyway, so I had to basically make it up myself, and I was thinking, hey, you know what? Let me try AI, right? It looks like it was possible, especially the stable-diffusion. Now, from when I was doing research, I was saying I should use conf-UI. But I wanted to generate it using stable-diffusion.cpp. So what I did was this is the cover. No, this is not the cover. So you see, when I was trying to get it, it was messing up my cover. It kept on changing the text of my book. You see, it kept on changing the cover. What I wanted to do was basically generate at least 3 images. One image is the book is closed, and then maybe a few images with, you know, maybe the first page, second page, and then it goes into the middle, and then at the end, so the back image. That's what I was trying to do. But I'm saying is that I got so frustrated. I was like, you know, even if the book is closed with just the front cover, I'm happy with that, right? But every time I tried, this is what would happen. It always modify the always modify my text. And as you can tell, this text is clearly not what my book says. This is supposed to say the recession business blueprint, but you see what happens. It kept on changing the text, the font, and everything as well, which is not what I wanted. So that's another use case for ControlNet. So I'll explain to you the type of stuff I was trying to do here. So you see, I was trying to get it to get I think this was, I think I got this image somewhere, or maybe it got generated, I can't remember. So I was trying to get it to do what I wanted, and it kept on failing. Actually, I think I can actually go, yeah, I can go to the next one. Yeah, so then I was trying to find a book where I was thinking, okay, this kind of looks like, I know this is more hardish, but this could work. So I was trying to get it to put, even this image would have worked if it put my, what do you call it, if it put my, the front cover here. So here, see, this is the ebook cover, right? So what you see here, it says the recession business blueprint: how to forge a lean, resilient venture when everyone else is retreating, zero or minimal cash launch, and it says whatever, all this stuff here. So now you might say, Edward, that is not your your cover. You're right, it's not. It actually so instead of taking this and putting it onto one of those one of those books, instead what it did is it changed the character. This one looks like a female, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? Why do you keep on changing? And you see it changing in the background here for some reason. I was thinking, what are you doing? Just leave my cover alone. I created my cover, and yeah, so this one, you see what I did? It put actually the book down here, but that's useless to me. I wanted this cover on the book. So at least this one kept, and I'll show you how I got it to keep the text. But then it confused it. So again, I didn't realize I should actually pick a better model. So what happened was, yeah, so okay, here. So this is the best things that I don't know if it was this model or a different model. What it did was I was able to actually get it to generate a blank cover. So this is what I wanted. So something like this, a blank template, and then I was thinking, okay, this could work. Then just put my image here. Just there, put the image there, and I'll be happy with that, right? Even though this looks more like a binder, I'll be like, I was getting desperate. I was like, oh, come on, do something. So I tried several times, and you see, just kept on messing up. Just kept on messing up. I kept this just to show you guys. So this one came out actually very. I think this one I used a different model, and I was really happy with the way the book came out. So this is obviously a soft cover. So I was thinking, okay, now put the image there. It would not. So I don't know if it's a limitation in stable-diffusion-cpp and I have to use conf-UI. I don't know. So to generate these images, I did the same concepts I've just shown you. The difference, I don't know if I still have the, let me see here. Do I still have the starter image? I might have deleted it because I got so sick and tired of the. Oh yes, is this soft cover? Yeah, here we go. So this was the image. I got this one, I think, from Amazon. I got this image from Amazon. Lucky for me, it was I think it's already transparent. So this is the original image. You see. So what I wanted was to remove obviously this color. I think it's like a cyanish type color. I wanted to remove this and put my cover on replace, just basically put it there. Oh, the other option obviously would be to if there's some AI, I guess in ComfyUI again, if I could model this, put it into Blender, then I could take care of that in Blender. Blender would, you can just use a UV map and take care of that. However, now the fact that book is no close, I don't really care about it, because you could, this would have been fine if we're able to put the image in here. So think of this as the control image, right? And then as I showed you up here, I was able to get, I had to use a different model. This v5 did not work, so I had to, where was it? The clean one. Oops, double click it. Here we go. So as you can see, it actually did what I wanted, and I think this is transparent in the background if I'm correct. Yeah, PNG, it's transparent. So it got this, and so then I was thinking, okay, I can easily put, so you see the pages are still here, and that's what I wanted. It also looks like it closed the book as well, although this one is open, or maybe it's just a shadow. So I was okay with that as well, because I was thinking, okay, now that we got it open, then let's put my image in. Then that failed, as you saw. It wasn't able to do that. So then because it was always changing the text, so what I did was I created a, where is it here? I created a, what do you call it? I know it should still be here. Oh yeah, here we go. So this, you see, I created a mask. Yeah, so this is the original. So this is the original ebook cover. So you see, it says the Recession Business Blueprint: How to Forge a Lean and Resilient Venture When Everyone Else is Retreating. Zero or minimal cash. And it's a JumboShop.com book created by Eduardo Jumbo, the logo for Jumbo Shop. Now, so this is the original. This is the original ebook cover. So what I want to do is literally just take this and put it right onto the book. That's it. So, but the point is that I didn't want it to mess around with the text, because I like the font, I like the way the book, everything looks. So just don't change anything. It kept on changing the text. So then I used a mask. So if you don't know what a mask is you tell it what areas it should not touch, meaning that it will leave it as is. So this is the ebook cover. So what I did was, this is how we created the mask. So if you don't know what a mask is a mask is basically you the parts that can be changed be in white, and the parts that you don't want changed you make them black. So that's so basically it will leave that alone. Now I'm sure you guys can already tell what the problem is going to be here. Now, because it has to do some twisting and bending, so it's not able to do that because of this mask. So I was under the impression that it can still bend it, but it should not replace my text. It's obsessed with changing the text. It's because it thinks it knows better than me, and I'm thinking, no, leave my text as is. I don't care if it's faded, not faded, if you can't read the entire text, I don't care about it. I just want, why can't you leave it the way it is and just do what I wanted? It just would not do it. So that's when I realized it's probably I don't know if it's a stable-diffusion, as I said, a limitation, or most likely it's a model. And then, why did I create two masks here? Oh, this was SVG, it says SVG. So obviously it doesn't understand SVGs, so I just converted to PNG. So that's the mask I used. And then we got those weird results. Did I show all of them to you? Oh yeah, here's some more stuff. I was trying to isolate here. Let's see when this game came out. So you see what it did? Again, it was changing. It is, even with the mask, this is what it's doing. It's changing the character. It's like it is driving me up the wall. Like, what are you doing? Why is it so hard? Look, you see, and remember the mask. The mask was where, like somewhere here. So that's why I had to make the mask bigger, because it was too changing. I guess it somehow found some text somewhere. I don't know, the logo, and then it was still trying to change it. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with this thing, man? It's like ticking me off. And look at this. Right? This is what I don't understand. Like, for example, if my ebook is like this, my book is like this, why would I then use something like this, which is clearly not the same thing, right? It's like, what is wrong with you, man? So that's the first. Oh, I should have actually kept them. And here's another one. All you did was, you see, it says zero or minimum cache. I just need to laugh, right? Like, look, this looks like Freddy Krueger or something. Like it was a Michael Jackson or something. Like, what? What is it doing? Like, leave my text alone. So here's another one. All I did was just put a book, and I'm thinking, what's the point? Why do I give you the control net and all that? And you're supposed to put it. Yeah, it would not. I tried so many different type of prompts. It would always mess up. It would just not do what I wanted. So if you guys know how to do that on Stable-Diffusion, let me know. I'd love to know. And here's another one again. See the problem when you use a mask is it only does changes to this small little area that and obviously other little areas where they're not in the mask, which is clearly not what I wanted. Yeah, so there you go. I just thought I'll show that to you guys. So that's why I said this is probably going to be the last video where I do use this model. I said I've actually I found a model when I was on the, I think just yesterday, honestly, it's called the Z image or Z image. That one actually does really good text. Remember I said earlier this year that I couldn't find any model that actually does text well. It does really good text. I think I have an example here as well. Let me show that to you. Maybe we'll do that. I said in a one night stream. Where was it here? I see Vulkan does a pretty good job here. Oh yeah, Z image. So here we go. Can you believe this was created by AI? And it's really fast too. It says the city is a circuit board and I'm a broken transistor. And I think I did another one. Did I call it? Oh yeah. So I did the same. If you remember the control net using the v5. So I did a test using the same prompt with the mayor of Toronto. So I'll show you how those came out. I did two of them. You can see this one came out here and much better here. You see? I just want to test the text. So this is the Z image. You can see here she's smiling. She looks more. This looks. But the problem is the white. It's still not a white background, but I guess it's more white background than the other one. So. And you see this one is smiling. Obviously it still doesn't look. Let me see where she is. Where is the mayor of Toronto? Here she is. So let's compare. Alright, I'll try to get everything done. I might have to do a little resizing. Anyway, that's good enough. So it actually looks more like her, right? I mean, the eyes are a little bit bigger, but it actually looks more. This actually looks more like her than the others. It's you know, and you see it clear up her the wrinkles, and obviously this is like a younger version of her. Yeah, see, I don't know why her nose is a little bit weird and the teeth are much younger person. Anyways, the point is, it kept the hair kind of stylish the same way she did. Maybe because the images, I said the image was kind of low res, make sure I got a better image. So this was done with the Z image, so much better result. And I said that I think this one I changed it to yellow color or something like that, and actually you see the font. I mean, what I'm saying, this one can actually write really good text as well. So as I said, picking a better model will also help you when you're using control nets. So there you go. Yeah, so again, you can I'm sure you can check the results for yourself. So I am actually I'm really happy with the Z image. So I think I'll fool around with this a little bit more, and this might actually do exactly what I want. Yeah. So maybe the prompt wasn't good enough, but I'm saying that I should say that just keep the same person and do not like de-age her, right? So I don't know why it de-aged her, and whatever it should have kept her the same. Just maybe give her a bigger smile. That would have been okay. But actually, I just realized they are actually different here. This one, she looks like she has a much bigger smile than this one here. I just realized. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. At least this time it kept her looking more Asian than the other one. All right. As for that, yeah. So there you go. I just wanted to show you that I was happy I discovered the image. I can use stable-diffusion-cpp. All right. So, and that's the reason why I said this is most likely going to be the last tutorial where I use this stable diffusion version 1, the 1 series, at least 1.5 series. Okay, so with that said, this has gone on a little bit too long, so let's finish this up. You guys saw the results, so I'm not gonna dwell on them. You can decide, but if you want to read it, you can read it here as well. So in conclusion, with stable-diffusion-cpp, you can run stable diffusion models efficiently without relying on Python. This guide shows you how to set it up on Linux, optimized for the AMD Instinct Mi60 GPU, and offers various build configurations based on your hardware. Enjoy generating high-quality AI images. And I also have the resources here for you, stable-diffusion-cpp, the GitHub repository, and for this particular tutorial, the Stable-Diffusion v1.5 model weights. Okay. I do have some books if you're new to programming. You can check out my Learning Python book. It's available on Amazon. It's a very beginner-friendly approach. The link is also in the description. I also have a course on jamboshop.com for learning Python. Get hands-on with Python. It's the link is also in the description. And all of last year, I was using its web IDE for probably all of the Python tutorials I did last year. So it's still available. If you need some coupons, let me know. I can generate them for you. And I also offer services such as one-on-one Python tutorials for personalized Python help. You can contact me on jambo.com/contact. Or if you need help with AI or consultation services, that's on jamboservices.com/contact. The links are also in the description. And I do have other recommended resources. For example, right now I live in a rural area, in a cabin, and there is no internet. The cellular service is very sporadic, so I do have the SpaceX Starlink residential service. This is my referral link. If you do use it, you'll get a massive discount. For example, in Canada, you get the equipment for free right now. Anywhere else around the world, the discount and its duration will depend on your geographical location, but you will get a significant discount. So if you're thinking of getting it, use my referral link. Then I also have an affiliate link. It's for the Honeywell HeatBag personal ceramic heater. It's available on Amazon. You can see this is the one here. It has settings for low and high. Low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. It has a protection, meaning that if it trips over, it triggers this and it will turn off. So this guy has been very, very handy for me. It has saved me hundreds of dollars. I'm not joking here. The first year I moved here, I was spending $350 a month on propane during the cold season. And last year I started using this in February, a little bit late. That was my fault. And in February I paid $250. It's very, very harsh winter, and February is the coldest month here in southern Ontario. And I paid $250, which is a massive savings. This year, I wanted to save yet even more, so I started using this earlier. For example, in all of October of this year, It started snowing and getting very cold, like in mid-February, no, mid-October. I didn't switch on the heater at all. I switched on the heater on November 1st, and I set it permanently to 15 degrees Celsius. So that's even lower than last winter when I set it to 16. During the day. So it's 15 all the time. So what happens is, in this little room here where I spend a lot of time, this is a space heater. I switch it on, I leave it on, I put it on low, maybe once or twice an hour. So what that means is that my electrical bill at the end of the month, somewhere between $3 and $5 more than normal. So I would take that over paying hundreds of dollars for propane, because propane has to be trucked in, obviously, I said, in a rural area. So I like this, so I'm gonna keep this. And because it's small, you see, I can hold it up in one hand, right? So for example, in early November when I was feeling cold, I could also take this to the bedroom when I'm taking a shower. But I don't need that more. Obviously, I also dress warmer too. So yeah, so this is gonna save me a bit. I'm pretty happy with this. I might get more, and when I have the solar panels actually hooked up, I'll probably put one in the shed. I don't actually need one. I'll probably put one for the chickens as well. So, but I don't need to. I insulated it pretty well. So I think I might just get another one and just keep it maybe in the bedroom or in the washroom or something. But I'm saying that it's been pretty cold. Like at night, it's been about 16 degrees, minus 16 degrees Celsius, and I think I'll be fine as long as I obviously stay warm. All right, so pick it up on Amazon. I said I'll get a commission. It's no extra cost to you if you do purchase it. Please use my affiliate link if you're thinking of getting a space heater. Remember, it doesn't heat up the entire room or the house. All it does is just a space. For example, my space here is just the desk. That's all it does, and it does a great job. Okay, I also, speaking of Amazon, I have a novelette. It's the Algorithmic Serpent. It's by Mida Edward. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. And this is the back. This is the paperback version, as you can see, pages there. There's also an ebook version. Both are very affordable. They're mostly at cost, meaning that the majority of the cost for the paperback version is for printing and shipping, and for the ebook version is for storage costs. So pick it up if you have the means and let me know what you think. And finally, I have the recession blueprint. I was just talking about it earlier today. So it's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. Right now we're in a recession. How do I know we're in recession? Because obviously grocery prices are higher, people are getting laid off, and it's not just it's not just a particular sector. All sectors, whether you are working in high tech, low tech, whether you're doing blue collar, everybody, a lot of people are getting laid off, and that's a visual take on what a recession brings. And there's, for example, young people feel like there's no future, having struggle finding job, work. That's a recession. So you can start your own business, and I'll guide you through how to research for it, how to start it. If you lack some funds, you have resources to find funds you might not think of. For example, most people think of going to the bank. The bank is actually probably one of the worst places to go, because they are not they're strict. It's just that they're very old-fashioned in their way of thinking, right? Even if you have a successful business, they'll probably still put a bunch of barriers out there for you. So I'm saying is that there are other ways you can actually fund your business, especially if you're thinking of getting into something like that's I don't want to say tech related, but let's say services related, meaning that your costs are low. For example, when I started my business as a freelancer, I used stuff I already had. For example, I used my laptop. And I used my workstation. It wasn't a workstation; it's just a computer. It's actually even slower than my laptop. So that's what I used. And then later on, when I started making a little bit of money, I was able to upgrade to the workstation, which I actually just upgraded. I got it in 2011, and I just upgraded it just this year. So I was able to spend some money on a good workstation. So I'm saying you don't have to spend a lot of money. That's one thing I dislike when people tell you, oh yeah, if you want to do this, for example, maybe if you want to be an influencer, you want to start a business as an influencer, maybe creating YouTube videos or something else. The problem is people will tell you, oh yeah, you need the most expensive microphone, you need the most expensive camera. No, you don't. You start with what you have, and then you progress. Meaning, once you make some traction, then you can, get better equipment. And I said sometimes it might not. For example, if it's a business where you need to go, like maybe you want to start a business like whatever, clearing snow. You don't need to go buy $150,000 truck, right? That's what I'm saying. Like there are ways you can actually start small and just be ready for when things do improve. Not just your business, but when the economy improves, you're ready. And the good thing about that is because those skills you learn, remember, it's a cycle. So it goes up, it goes down, goes up, it goes down. So if you start when times are lean, and then obviously you'll be in a good position when times are great. When times go back down again, you have had those skills to survive and grow when the economy wasn't doing so well. So those are the type of skills I teach you how to in two ways. There's the written form and then there's tables. I did a whole live stream presenting this the session business blueprint, so you can go look it up. There's also a short video if you don't want to spend. I think I spent about 30 minutes or so. So if you don't want to see the 30-minute video, you can watch the shorter version. Or there's also an article on jambo.com. So you just click there. It's available on Amazon. You just simply go to Amazon, and you can see here it's available worldwide. And I said there's an ebook version, and also there's a paperback version. The ebook version is free, both for the algorithmic serpent and the recession business blueprint, if you have Kindle Unlimited. So take advantage of that and let me know what you think. All right, so, and if you want to contact me, there's a little blob about me for every article I write on jambo.com. I write probably 99% of the articles. You can see my book page there. If you need support at jamboservices.com. I'm going to be moving more to consultations. If you want to be my customer, that's perfectly fine. I'm talking about like programming related stuff. I'll still do that, but I'm going to be moving more into consultations as well. So yeah, I'll still take on customers. What I'm saying is that that's going to be more my focus. And also, if you're ready to learn, the courses on jamboshop.com. As I said, if you can leave comments. For example, if you leave a comment in for each article, just make sure it actually has something to do with the article, because this closes after about 10-15 days. And then other ways to contact me, the best ways to contact me is on the contact form, so jambo.com/contact or jamboservices.com/contact and jamboservices.com/contact. And then if you want to follow me, the channels Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. You can follow me there. I do a live stream every day, 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And if you want to let's do the outro here. So if you want to find out what we're doing next, is you just go to jambo.com, you go to watch menu, lifestyle menu, you can see this is what we've done today, and this is what we're doing tomorrow, and the days after that. Okay, and tonight I think I'll do some AI stuff tonight. I will probably take the I'm going to, just like I did today with the 1.5 V model, I'm going to actually see how far I can go with the Z image. So we'll do that tonight. Usually it's about 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay guys, so that's it. Before I do that, let me check all the live streams to make sure there's no I respond. So in BitChute there was Strong Buy who wants me to buy. He was talking about bitcoins. He seems to be obsessed with bitcoins. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with AI. Okay, and Rumble there's nothing. Odyssey there's nothing. Oh, I forgot to even start the Odyssey one here. Okay, and then for YouTube there was only from point Avego? Oh man, my French is really bad. Okay, I'll just say point A. Let's say point A. It says this model came out 3 years ago, and I explained why I use this model. I said it's fast, you can run it on a CPU. As you saw, I didn't even need to worry about running on the GPU. So that allows you to run it on your, obviously it's going to be a little bit slower if you just run purely on your CPU, but you can use Vulkan. Vulkan does run on your CPU, so it's going to be faster. And we'll run the Z image or Z image later tonight. Okay, with that, guys, thanks for watching. And oh, I forgot. How did I forget that? Subscribe, like, and leave comments, because that helps the channel grow. As I said before, the more people subscribe, the more the algorithm sends it out to more people. So be sure to subscribe. That really helps the channel. And thank you everybody for subscribing so far this month. Alright, with that said, I'm gonna leave you, and I'll see you tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.